Man, what is the hell going on? Fuck.
You throwing them shoes away?
Yeah, I want them.
Shit.
I got some, but I am gonna get another pair.
I need some more. So
I am gonna get another pair.
I'll just get them. I get more.
Right.
Oh, come
Hey,
on.
be good looking for the photos. Yeah, you look real.
You know who's fuck I shouldn't have done.
Man, leave my son the fuck alone, man. You always coming for my nigga,
Yeah,
man.
because he's sober as fuck.
I'm high actually. Pussy. Pussy. Get on my level, pussy.
Don't run.
I want it to be in the way, but it's in the way. There we go. Okay. Boom. Okay.
This my top right here.
Hey, everybody. Little technical difficulties.
Kaleigh, you got your own top?
Yeah.
Okay.
Welcome to another episode of Unspoken Truth Podcast. I'm your host, Tanise. Hey, it's Friday. Y'all know what time it is. Tonight's episode is SABS. Let me break it down for you. Sexually active bums. Let's get into it. I got a guest. This is my cousin. Hey, man. This topic right here gonna ruffle some feathers, but you know, I never cared. Hey, Nene. Let's get right into it. What do I mean by that when I say sexually active bums? What do you think that means to be a sexually active bum? Cause
A sexually active bum is a nigga who priorities is really fucked up and all they got on their mind is coochie. But when they need to be making some money and making sure they shit right before they ever think about anything else, because the first thing on your mind should be about something.
Oh,
why do you think that anything else? You're not working a job, you ain't got no car, you ain't got no house.
Oh.
What's going on?
Hey, man, let me tell you. This is more common than people want to discuss. This is why I said this topic gonna ruffle some feathers, but I never care because that's exactly why I do the topics that I do. Hey, man, priorities. They ain't in order. If having sex with somebody is at the top of your list of things to do, something is not right. Period. Now, you can agree to disagree or disagree and keep it moving, but these are facts. There is no way that you should be prioritizing sex before some money, a job, a place to stay, some clothes, some character, some integrity, a decent heart. I mean, I could go on and on as far as the things that should be on that list before you worrying about who bed you can get in.
You forgot the main thing, they fucking him.
Oh!
That's one thing they really need to get in.
Wait a minute.
They person, like,
well,
they forget about themselves and be more worried about what they should be getting other than what the fuck they should be.
That's so good. That's so good. Because that was gonna be the next thing that I went there about. If you ain't prioritizing your health, if that ain't the top priority, then you can't expect nobody else to put that at the top of their list when it comes to you. When it ain't at the top of your own list for yourself. You know. And I run across it too often. Dating, being single, trying to find your significant other. Oh my God. The dating pool got piss in it. I've been telling people that. I'm sorry, excuse my French, that you may not like the way I said it, but it's the truth. It's been tainted. It's been tainted by people who don't have no integrity, no good intentions, no morals. They ain't never had no healthy relationship, so how they gonna give it to you? It's a combination of things that create this problem that we facing as far as trying to find a decent person to be with. Because this ain't sweet. I think that we got this notion in our head because we watched a bunch of movies that told us, oh, this is how the relationship's supposed to go. But that's Hollywood. That's a movie. That ain't reality for a lot of people. If you never seen something healthy, how do you know that's what you're participating in or what you're entertaining? How do you know? You don't. Because one thing that I know for a fact is we usually tend to duplicate the things that we see and the things that we was brought up around. Until we realize what's best for us or that we don't agree with some of the things that we done seen or heard or been told.
And that's true. It just don't make no sense how everybody look at it as this is what I should be getting and not looking at the real things and like and it don't y'all create these characters that don't make sense.
Ooh. So you saying that people have a facade, a mask that, so to speak, that they wear to make you believe that they somebody they not.
Yes.
Mm.
Man, I done ran into a lot of people like that.
Mm.
Like you build a mask and this whole new person that's not even you, and it when stuff go left, you turn into a wimp and you build this character like you tough, you this, you that. You top dog, you're not. And it just be weird, like, why do it be like that?
What I've discovered is they create this image of what they gonna do. And they don't be doing none of the stuff that they told you they was gonna do. But I also blame us as women because we don't make them work enough. We don't make them prove enough. We don't make them go through enough tests, if you will, to say, okay, you who you said you was. And I can understand because I run across that a lot. I've had people tell me you exactly who you said you was. And that may be something they never experienced or ran across because they... Oh, whoa. Hold it. Technical difficulties. Wait a minute. Oh, it's gonna stop. I cut it off. It's gonna stop. Lord have mercy. I'm sorry, y'all. Don't just leave it be. But that's okay. One of my daughter's balloons then got wrapped around the fan. It's okay. It's all right. We're gonna keep pushing. They tell you all the things that you want to hear. But it's on us for us to take what they saying at face value or make them prove it. It ain't no proving. You get what I'm saying? It ain't no proving. We allow them to play out whatever fantasy world they got in their mind when they first met us. And we have not made them do any of the things that's required for us as far as boundaries or things that's required in order to date us, see us, whatever.
Yeah, like some females don't even like going out on dates no more. Like it's just
let's talk about it.
Dates,
let's talk about it because you have people out here that want to date with no dates, and you got to be careful because those are the people you talking about. I'm gonna tell you that I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do that, but I ain't fixing to do none of that because my main goal is still to figure out the fastest way to get in the bed. Because men are hunters. I keep saying that. They are hunters, and we essentially are the prey. The problem is they're only going to have or treat you with value when you make them prove to you that they who they said they was. And that they showing up with good intentions like they said they was. Because regardless to people screaming, I love you, because I hear that a lot too. And it really pisses me off because I don't think that people realize that that's an action. It's not you just telling somebody that you love them, it's you showing them that. A lot of people say that because they realize that that's a heartstring for us women when we hear that. Oh, you love me? Oh, well then if you love me, then I should be letting you get more of some of the stuff that you shouldn't even be getting already. Because I heard something that you said and it connected directly to this. So I'm operating off of emotion. And whenever you operating off of emotion, it's always gonna be a problem.
See, and that's where you go back to the sexually active bums.
Woo!
Because that whole day we just talked about was about masks.
Mm-hmm.
A nigga create a whole facade, emotions, everything, and be broke as hell behind on it. He be putting all his emotions and energy and time into you.
Into his bank account, but it ain't no funds. Right. That's what you said.
Yes.
Hey!
And that's where you go right back to it. Like, that shit can be fake.
I love it. I love it. Because this is true. I'm not saying all men. So please, by all means, don't think I'm talking about all men. Because I love my black men. I don't want nobody to think that I'm choosing no other ethnic background over my black men, because I ain't. I'm just simply saying these are the things that we have to discuss first before we can work on them and be better. Individually first, before we gonna ever be able to come together and be a couple, an item, a wife and a husband, or whatever it is that we decide amongst ourselves. We got to do the work individually on ourselves. I think that's one of the main components. Don't nobody want to do no work on themselves.
No. Everybody just
I can point out what's wrong with you, but I don't realize that it's just a reflection of some of the things that's wrong with me. You follow what I'm saying? A lot of people don't understand that or connect the dots. I do. It took me a minute, but I figured it out. We are mirrors of each other. Whatever it is I can point out that I see in you are typically, I'm not saying always, but typically are issues that stem within us that we are deflecting from so we can focus on what we see in you instead of us focusing on what we know is in us and that we need to work on or fix or whatever. It starts with us. I think too many people have great expectations for the next person and they don't possess any of them.
Yeah, they always talk about what they want in a person, but not what they want for themselves for that person.
I don't think we realize that we have to become the person that we expect in ourselves to have, because you only gonna attract who you are. You're not gonna attract who you want to be. You're going to attract who you are. So if you are a shitty person, if you are a good person, you gonna be able to decipher which one it is based off of the connections and the attractions that you have with people that you don't even know. You get what I'm saying? Like, I consider myself a good person. I ain't out here sabotaging or doing nothing ill or foul to nobody. So I consider myself a good person, which means I'm expecting to attract that. But there are still things within me that I know I need to work on that may possibly be attracting these people that I know ain't no good for me. You follow me? So until I work and heal and fix those things, that's what I'm going to attract. It's hard for you not to.
And that's good.
Because that's who you are deep down inside. You get, like you talked about this mask that people wear. We all have done it in some shape, form, or fashion to either make ourselves feel good about ourselves or to make ourselves seem like something that maybe we are not to somebody else. Because we wanted to make a good impression or whatever. We wanted them to think that we was the shit or whatever. And now, me personally, I feel like you should already feel like that about yourself. I'm the shit. I don't give a fuck. Ain't nobody got to tell me that. Therefore, nobody not telling me I'm beautiful. Nobody not calling me every day, checking on me or supporting me is not going to matter one way or another because I'm already giving myself that. You get what I'm saying? We want to get love from people that we are not giving to ourselves first. And that's where it starts. We give ourselves, look, because people going to treat us how they see we treat ourselves. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
If you shitty to yourself, then why would I be good to you? You get what I'm saying? Why? I'm not going to be good to you. I'm going to be to level up to you the way I see you are to yourself. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And a lot of people can't accept that. That don't resonate. It don't make sense. They want to somehow deny that. You can't.
Yeah, because some people the people that's getting treated like the stuff they are, it's like once you get treated how you treat yourself, it's like why the fuck are you treating me like that?
I feel like you can have a good heart but end up with a fucked up person. Absolutely. But but understand that just because you got a good heart don't mean you should be accepting to any and everything.
But a lot of people judge a book by its cover.
Gotta stop doing that too. You gotta take the time to open the book up. Forget what the art outside look like. That's cool. That's to attract you. So you'll walk up to the book, pick it up, look at it, possibly see what it's about, flip through the pages. Most people ain't flipping through the pages. They just pick the book up. You get what I'm saying? Because maybe the outside was colorful and it made them feel something. You know what I'm saying? Because we are energy beings. We feel things. It's not a coincidence. You're not by chance the only person who feels something. We were giving feelings and emotions for a reason. For us to pay attention to what they are connected to as far as our journey and our path in this life. Because it's all connected. It's not a coinky thing that you woke up feeling like whatever you felt like. I felt like that because I needed to feel like that. Maybe I need to do some me time because whatever went on the night before or the week prior or whatever, something went on. And God said, okay, well, I want you to sit down for a minute and honestly think about what went on so that I can help you to the best of my ability. So you will realize that this life can be exactly what you make it as long as you include me. Maybe that's why we have some of the problems that we have, because we think we could coexist in this life without God.
Yeah. I can definitely feel what I mean because it's like a lot of things people think they can do on their own, and when people tell them to put faith in it and put prayer into it,
we do that, but then we go back and we go back and try to mess with stuff. See, the thing with God is when you take it to him, you got to leave it there. We take it to him and then we want to go back and talk about it after we took it to him. You can't do that. Once it then been laid at his feet or whatever religion, because I don't have a title when it comes to religion. I'm spiritual. I don't have a title. I choose not to. But what I'm saying is whatever I take to God, once I took it to him, that's that. It is not supposed to be talked about, thought about, discussed no more, none of that. Because I've already took it to the person who can help. When all else fail, who is the person that everybody call on?
Yeah.
We also got to stop thinking that we can only call on him when we in trouble. No, you got to still spend that time and have that same effort, energy, and ambition you had when you was in trouble when you not in trouble. You still got to do it. And I don't mean to even get on no religious type of stuff, but it's a personal thing. It's a choice. because we all have a choice. Whatever it is we into, we got a choice. Nobody can keep saying, oh, it's such and such fault as to why I'm where I'm at. You where you at in life based off of the choices and decisions that you made. Period. You cannot. No, it was them. No, it was
You
them.
can't point a finger but at yourself.
Nobody want to do that.
That's
You do realize that is one of the hardest things to do, is realize, accept, and have awareness with what's going on with you. I think that's why we spend so much time criticizing and judging everybody else, because it's easier that way, because then we can ignore the stuff that we know need to be doing for self.
Nah, because if you spend too much time worrying about what you put and talking about what other people doing and what they got, it just make it seem like you losing time on yourself and you're not focusing on the right things.
Yeah.
You need to be focusing on it yourself.
Yeah.
You can't spend too much time in your head thinking about, ooh, what's such and such doing, ooh, what they looking like, ooh, what they got. You can't look at that like that. You gotta look at yourself and
But people do
know
about
what you need to take accountability for, what you need to take a step up on yourself.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't, you're gonna get lost.
Ooh-wee.
You're gonna get lost in the world full of everybody else and not worrying about yourself.
That's so good.
You slip your priorities and your principles and just look into what everybody's
I
doing.
also think we settle a lot.
That's basically what it is. The settle.
We settle a lot because we get lonely, or because I feel like we do a lot of the things that we do so we can avoid the work that need to be done. We all want the results, but we don't do the work. That's just like saying I'm gonna have fear and faith at the same time. It's impossible. How do I know? Because the brain can only focus on one thing at a time. That's it. We can't. The brain can only focus on one thought at a time, regardless of how many things is running through our mind at once. The brain can literally only focus on one. So there's no way I can be scared and still have faith. No. I'm either going to have one or the other.
You're going to have to make a choice at the end of the day. You can't combine both.
And everything is about choice. We get the same opportunity and choice every single day as to how we going to maneuver, how we going to operate, if we going to execute, if we really want the things that we said we want. I think that is with relationships, jobs, houses, cars. But you have a whole lot of people out here that will prioritize all of those things first. And I'm just simply saying, like, hold it. You probably want to put some other stuff on the list before the car and the house. Because we can ask God for all types of things, and he'll grant it if he feel like you are worthy enough to have those things. But we fail when we get those things and then we forget who made it possible. We start walking around talking about something because I'm doing this and I'm doing that. No, we not in control. We tell ourselves that so we can feel good about things that we doing.
We feel like we got the leadership in the world.
Yeah, but we don't have no control. It's so we can feel good about the choices that we making. Because in the end, nobody can be judged. Regardless, no one can be judged because all of us have something that we not proud of, that we done. Some of it was out of our control. Some of it was directly set up by us. It's one of two things. It's not five. It's one of two things. Some of it is out of our control. It may have been based off of somebody we connected to. That's why you got to be careful what you do in this life because of the karma. The karma don't say who is going to spin the block on, who going to be involved, and what's going to go down. That's why we supposed to take that extra whatever seconds to think before we do something. Because it's karma behind everything we do. I feel like it's a lot of people choosing to be sexually active bums because somebody hurt them. I'm always asking somebody when I get the opportunity or I pick the vibe up, like, who hurt you? That'd be my first question. And some people may be offended by that, but I don't see how. Too much that went on in this life already for us to be sensitive to the point where we can't even ask certain questions that we know gonna give us the answers that we deserve. Maybe it was your mama. Maybe it was an ex or something. Whatever. What I'm simply saying is, can we take the time out to heal in between relationships?
Some people don't think it's a need for him.
Well, I wonder if that's how they feel, if that's why they where they at in life. Because you feel like it's not nothing that you can do. This is just the way I am. I have talked about that so many times on so many different episodes. Please get out of that mindset in a hurry, like an urgency. Get out of that mindset. Because there is no way that you can say with a straight face, that's just the way I am, and be okay with that. It's the way you choosing to be.
It's really some people out here that be like, I just choose to
And no matter what, I mean, because you can't argue with somebody who is insisting on standing on whatever it is they believe. You can't argue with that. But what I'm saying is, the facts are the facts, and you can't change them. You cannot change them. I feel like hurt people hurt people.
That's true.
And this is why a lot of people is out here just walking around doing all kind of stuff to people, because hurt people hurt people. If there is no need for healing, then why are you walking around inflicting something on somebody that ain't got nothing to do with whatever it is you going through?
Because they feel like they got the upper hand that don't need nobody, and it's just what it is to them. Like, whatever some people got that it is what it is mindset, and they really.
I'm so sorry to hear that. I promise you, it's gonna be your biggest downfall for thinking like that, for feeling like that. And I can say that because I used to think and feel like that. I'm never gonna speak from a place of, oh, I think, or this is what I think. No, I'm speaking of a place of, this is what I know. When you think like that, you trap yourself. You put yourself in a box, essentially, with the top on it. And that's you choosing to stay within that box, because that's just the way I am. But everything else that you could be is outside of the box. How do you get to it? Stop telling yourself, this is just the way I am, or this is all that life has to offer. I mean, it's a lot of things. It just speaks volumes about the power of the tongue.
So you're saying it's really self-doubt that gets you trapped like that?
It's what we say to ourselves. But nobody told us. I'm just now at the age that I am realizing that I have to speak positivity over myself. That I have to encourage myself. I can't wait for nobody else to show up to do it. I have to do it for myself. The more I do it for myself, then I attract other people who have like-mindedness like me to give the same thing. That's how you receive reciprocation. We out here expecting somebody to reciprocate some shit that they don't even understand. So how they gonna give it back to me? I don't know what you talking about. I don't understand that. I've never experienced this. I've never been with nobody who owned nothing like this. How am I supposed to get that back to you? And your energy should be like a boomerang. When you throw that boy out to whoever, it should be coming back. That same energy. People do not reciprocate nowadays. I'm giving you all this good, positive, uplifting energy, and you gonna return the boomerang bruised, cracked, split, got tape on it because it needed to be fixed. Whoa, bro. And I just had to tell somebody.
Tap my name on you so I know it's real. Tap my fucking name on you.
I can't right now. Sorry. But I also feel like if we didn't have so many expectations for the people that we trying to get with and just accept them for who they are and make a decision if we can deal or not deal. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. Life would not be what it is when it comes to dating. We not dating no more. Anyway, you meet somebody, you get their number, you text them or talk to them a couple times. The next thing you know, you at their house or they at your house, and then y'all in the bed. It ain't no space left for the getting to know part. And what I've learned is dating is you collecting data from that person, about that person, and you taking an analysis, so to speak, on the information and making a decision like, I like them, but I can't get with this, and this. So, no, it's a no for me. And it's okay. I think rejection plays a major part in that. People cannot handle rejection. Oh, my goodness. Do you understand that sometimes the rejection is to save you from some shit that you probably can't even handle anyway? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's not to make you feel small. It's not to belittle you as a person. It's to teach you what is for you and what is not. Does that make sense?
Yeah. But some people take it as criticism.
I'm so sorry. Guess what criticism is? If I never asked you for advice, but you gave it. That's criticism. See, people don't even understand the words that they try to use. And that's what blows my mind. You won't even take the time to educate yourself so you will understand what the word means. Criticism is, I didn't ask you. Maybe I called you and I was telling you what I was going through. And the first thing that we do as people, and it's not a color thing or nothing, it's just a natural thing, is to respond about what we would do if we was in that situation. People don't need to hear that when they're in the midst of a storm. I just needed to vent. I don't need no rebuttal. I don't need you to be judging me or telling me what you gonna do or what it did or none of that. That's criticism. I did not ask you nothing. When I want the advice, it's just that, advice, because I asked for it. You understand what I'm saying? A lot of people don't get that. So then that's why they walking around giving out a bunch of unsolicited advice and criticism that didn't nobody ask them for. I didn't ask you. And people will get mad when you tell them that. I don't give a shit. Aren't you getting mad? If I need the help, I have no problem asking for the help. But if I did not ask for the help, don't offer it. And then get mad with my response. You do not get a chance to issue things out to people and then dictate how they gonna handle it. You get what I'm saying? It's the same thing in relationships. It's the same thing with family. It's the same thing on your damn job or anything else that you're doing in life. It's all the same. It's the same thing. We try to dissect it and disconnect it as though it's not, but it is. Because we still have the option to make a choice with every last one of those circumstances. You get what I'm saying? So it's not one-sided. It's not just one thing in your life, and that's the only thing that these type of scenarios, situations happen in. No, it's in every area of your life if you let it. Do you want to have a healthy, positive, uplifting, peaceful life, or do you want to have a chaotic, drama-filled? It's always something going on, and we set the stage for ourselves for that, essentially, because we wake up with the notion of today gonna be a bad day, and then get mad when the day be bad. Like you
It's
didn't
like you need to
already
wake up with
set
a
it.
clear, positive mindset before
Well,
you
that's
wake
why
up
we
with
got to
negative.
start doing certain things. Like, for instance, wake up and meditate, perhaps, instead of going to our cell phone.
Yeah.
Wake up and journal instead of going to our cell phones, because that is the root to a lot of the disconnect currently with everything, because everybody is so like this with their phone all day. Now, I'm not against it. If you getting bread off your phone, yeah, keep that boy in your hand all day. You feel what I'm saying? But if you ain't got nothing to show for why you got 10 hours on your phone for the week of you scrolling and liking and posting, that's a problem.
That's a major problem.
A big one.
You need to go get
I
in the
also
field
feel
and go
like
get a
dating is
job.
different now. You used to be able to actually go places and meet people. Dating is strictly online now, which is scary to me. It is. Because you don't know if who you talking to is who you talking to. This is where the whole catfish and all this old stuff come from. They told you this my picture. You see me?
But it don't really be them.
I'm cool. And then I never understood it though, because if you planned on meeting that person at some point throughout the connection or relationship or whatever you calling it, then why would you even lie about what you look like, who you is, or any of that? Because I'm going to be able to see that with my own eyes. Forget what you posted on wherever I met you at. I could see for myself that you don't look nothing like this picture. I could see for myself that you just good at texting. Because a lot of people think they can build relationships off of text. You out of your mind. You out of your mind. It's a lazy way to not communicate. You heard it here first, okay? I can't stand people who be talking about, I'm a texter. I don't like to talk on the phone. Well, I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, that's crazy.
I'm sorry to hear that.
That is crazy.
Because I can't decipher what tone you use and what you meant by what you said in the text or none of that. I'm going to need to talk to you on the phone.
I can hear the voice, read the messages, what you saying, how you talk. It's gonna take
nothing that you texting me, I can honestly make a conscious decision off of, because I don't know where you coming from. When you talking to somebody on the phone, you know exactly where they coming from based off of what they saying, the tone they using, the language that they using, the way they looking at you. If you in person, you like, oh, I done touched the nerve or something. Like you upset, and I can see that, I can hear that, I can feel that. But through a text, I can't do none of that. I don't know if you being genuine, if you trying to be funny. I don't. It doesn't resonate to the brain. So can we stop saying I'm a texter? I don't like to talk on the phone.
This is crazy.
If you don't want to do the things that's necessary to have a relationship, then stop dating. Let's just do that. Let's stop dating. If you don't want to even do the bare minimum that's required to even be worthy of a date or some attention, then stop putting yourself out here like that's what it is. It's called false advertising. Stop doing that. Because eventually you gonna get caught up with whatever it is you putting out here that ain't the truth. Because guess what? People fail to realize with social media and all these apps and websites and this and that is people know you in real life.
Mm-hmm.
So whatever you done put down out here, it really don't matter because people know you in real life. And they cannot dispute knowing you in real life. So we need to do better. I am really urging all of my people, men, women, the teens, the young 20s, whatever age bracket you in, if you out here interacting and mixing and mingling with whoever, because I think we done got too caught up with the choices when it comes to who somebody dating. I don't care who you dating. Let me be plain and clear. I never cared who nobody was dating. If you a man and you dating a man, okay, that's what you like. If you a woman and you dating a woman, okay, that's what you like. But what I do not like is when you false advertise and you make people who are not interested in the same things believe that you are not who you are. And then you create these fake, fictitious relationships or situationships with them. And they catch feelings. And now you acting like they crazy for doing so. That was just something to do. You knew you ain't want nothing long term with them. You knew you ain't see no future with them. And can we stop laying down with people that we don't see no future with? Why? Why are you doing that? Why we doing that? Because if you can't see yourself with them past the moment, you ain't got no business laying down with them. Because you ain't gonna do nothing but get up with regret afterwards, feeling all messed up because you did something that you knew that you shouldn't have done. We all make mistakes. I'm not beating nobody across the head about nothing that they do. I'm just simply saying we need to do better as a whole. We cannot continue to keep bashing each other as men and women and not own the accountability and the part that we play in it all. Because we all play a part in it all. We did not get here by chance. Did nobody bring us here? We brought ourselves here to where we cannot even sit down and have a cordial conversation with each other and hear each other out. And even if we don't agree, accept the opinion that was given instead of turning it into an argument or beef or now we ain't cool no more because I ain't like what you said. You don't have to always like something somebody say. But I want to be clear, regardless to what society says, the world may tell us, we are entitled to our freedom of speech, to be able to speak however it is we see fit about whatever situation that we in. Now, I'm not saying that we got the right to be in other people's business, be speaking on other people's stuff, because see, that's what social media did. It made us be critics.
I feel you. Everybody just
about everything. And it ain't even none of our business. So what? They posted it. It ain't none of our business. Just because they posted it didn't make it our business. I tell people all the time, Facebook started out with saying, what's on your mind? That's them asking me what's on my mind. Not them asking the entire platform what's on their mind. So whatever it is I post or say or comment on, it's coming from me. It's not coming from 10, 20, 30 people or 1,000. It's what I think because it asked me what was on my mind. Can we start being loving and caring to each other to the point where we not rubbing our or pouring our opinions on other people. We got to stop doing that because what works for us may not work for that person or for people in general. It simply works for me. It may not work for you. And I don't want us to continue with the mind frame of monkey see, monkey do, because that's where that comes from. I saw it or somebody told me it, so this is what I believe is right. No. Can we go back to being critical thinkers? Because all of us have our own mind to think about things the way it resonates within our mind. Everybody is not the same.
That's real.
We are different with our minds, our names, our genetics, our personalities, our DNA. We are different. Can we just start accepting people for who they are and not who we want them to be? We will stop hurting ourselves because that's what we doing. When we essentially create an image in our mind of who we want this person to be because we like them and we only like the outside. We ain't got to know nothing about the inside. We only like the outside. Can we stop doing that? It's not for us to determine who that person is. It's for us to do our homework, take notes on who that person is, and make a final decision. Either I do or I don't want to be bothered. I'm guilty of this. I will say to myself, I'm done with such and such. I ain't gonna talk to him no more. And then maybe a song come on the radio, may remind me of the person. Nah, I'm back texting and talking. When I've already told myself that I'm not gonna deal or be bothered with this person. It's called mixed signals. And it does just as much damage as love bombing and gaslighting. And we also got to stop doing that.
Because it's toxic and it's ugly.
And it's dysfunctional.
Yes.
And it's extremely hurtful to the person that is being done to. And just because that person doesn't have a black eye or physical bruises and damage to their body, to their physical, does not mean that they are not suffering.
Because they got them scars. And
they just got scars that can't nobody see. And nobody will see them until that person start talking about their trauma and the stuff they've been through at the hands of somebody else.
And all they really want is healing and love.
We got to do better. I love y'all so much. I'm not going to do the full hour like I normally do. Tonight is my daughter's 21st birthday party. We fixing to kick it. I love y'all. This has been about consistency with me making sure that I show up every Friday so that I can connect with my audience and gain new followers and actually have conversations that matter. So I appreciate y'all. Y'all stay tuned for future episodes. Make sure y'all follow me. I'm on Twitter, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I'm everywhere. YouTube. Y'all can find all that info in my bio. I love y'all. Y'all be safe this weekend. And by all means, do something good for somebody else. Can we stop being so selfish as a people? Everything is not about us. I love y'all. I'll see y'all next week for another episode of Unspoken Truth Podcast. Peace. Bet. Thanks, cuz. Woo, 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 woo. Party. Is it party?